So don't delay, act now, supplies are running out. Allow if you're still alive, 6 to 8 years to arrive. And if you follow, there may be a tomorrow, but if the offer's shun, you might as well be walking on the sun. Bonjour. Hello, Exalted Space, Drafted, Etology, LOL Gamer. Well, welcome everybody. I've returned to do horrible things and ruin lives. Bob, Alex, Scarlet, Spartan, Gaming Devil. Bonjour. I love that image so much. Just the bear poking his head out of the snow is like, bonjour. Professor Panther, Caden, Shamu, fabulous. It's gonna be a great time. Martin, Ian, nobody of the net, Pepsi Man. I can't believe that was a real thing that existed. Nakapak. Great. You're just pirating music? Good for you. The vibes are off. What do you mean the vibes are off? Is my mic wrong? Do I have the settings off? It's been a while. It looks correct to me. Deleted banana. Oh my god. Cat Z. No, not November. Oh god, I forgot about that. No. It's Roleplay Straight Fire. Thank you, Turbo Alex. I do my best. Took us 5 minutes till someone said it. Actually 2. Y'all are crazy like that. Yeah, why are you being like, let's go? Like, this is a thing you need to celebrate. Like, isn't it more of like a personal challenge thing? Whatever. People are gonna be posting thirst traps everywhere. Am I quitting my job for real? Very soon. I'm glad you brought that up. See, I returned from my vacation, which I did take off of my real job, my day job, which is actually my night job, which is a problem. I come back, I find out that they had a little meeting while I was gone, which is another reason why I'm going to be quitting, because they keep having fucking meetings. They keep having meetings. We are not a meeting workplace. We clean. We clean rooms and hallways. We don't need to be having so many meetings, but we have at least 2 a month, and it's too many. So I come back, and I find a little notice in my mailbox that says, you will not be allowed to return your keys, because we have a key system. We take the keys out, we do our tasks, and then we return the keys at the end of our shifts. And they said, we have an electronic lockbox that all the keys go into, and they say, you cannot return your keys until 5 minutes before the end of your shift. Now, that causes problems for a number of reasons. Key one being, I leave about 20 minutes before the assigned end of my shift. I know it's not super cool of me, but I legit do it because there's no work left to do, and I show up 10 minutes early anyway. So, yeah. So, this morning, I go to check out of work at my usual time, and it was fine. Like, nothing happened. Like, they said it was going to be starting today, but no, but if tomorrow, I come back into work and I try to sign out, like, at my usual time, and it says, no, you can't do that, I will be submitting my resignation on the spot. Okay? Because That's just, it's stupid. Okay? Okay? Because everybody shows up to their shift, like, super early, and if I don't leave at an appropriate time, that person's not gonna get their keys, because, like, we share key sets. So, yeah. I don't know what they're thinking with this one. And they're like, tell your manager if you need to return your keys early or late. But the thing is that they often have us cover for people who are, like, working in different areas that require different key sets. So there's a chance that they could be like, hey, can you go do this thing? And, like, I would go to get the key set for it, and the machine would be like, no. So sharing keys doesn't seem like a good idea. Well, they all go back into the same box. They're owned by the company. Fake quits her job ASMR. I can assure you that as soon as I am free of this wretched job, I will be making a video that's like, your fake girlfriend quits her job. And it will be full of every complaint I have had for the last 2 years. I watch Hell of a Boss. No, I gotta catch up on it. Don't tell me about it. I missed an episode while I was on vacation. And an episode before that. It's been a while. Oh, thank you, Wolf333. Thank you for the kind words. Imagine working can't be me. God, I wish that were me. I hate working. Like, I'm fine with working. I do a lot of work. More work than I should. I work my full-time job, and then I do this YouTube channel. It's a lot. It is a lot. I don't have a lot of spare time to do the things I want to do, which is, you know, this. But, like, I'd be fine with working. 40 hours a week is too much. Like, half that. But I can't get benefits if I half that. It's bullshit. How'd you manage to make Wretched start with a hard H? Oh, you know, cleverly. I'm sure other people have done it before me. Take all their play coins. Well, I have been picking up a lot of coins lately. Many nickels and dimes. You're undergoing your OSHA certification. Ooh, good luck with that. Oh, thank you, Ian Aguilar, for the... I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. For the $4.99. Isn't... I'm sorry. I thought that might be ham, but doesn't it have, like, a B in it? Oh, it's ham in Spanish. Okay. I'm dumb. So I made an edit of Alistair has been with a normal face expression. Huh. It doesn't have a B. I thought in French it... We gonna get into a fight over this? Do I have to look up what ham is in French? Do I have to live this life? Do I have to understand this reality? What's ham in French? It's jam... It do have a B in French. I looked it up. Also, hamburger in French is hamburger, so... It's like that in a lot of languages. Like, hamburger is just like a loan word, always. Vampire pet series? Oh, we do not speak of this. I don't know where she went, but she's off doing important Australian things. So, how's my day so far? Oh, I was asleep. And then I was awake. See, this is the problem. I used to be fine with sleeping through the whole day. I don't know what happened, but now I cannot rest. At any time of day, really. So getting on a consistent sleep schedule as soon as I get out of my job would be really great for me. I posted it on Tumblr. I posted my Fitbit stats. I had 3 days of over 8 hours of continuous sleep. That's impressive because it had been literally over a month since that had last happened. You know, like, Fitbit gives you like a little green star if you get like an appropriate amount of sleep. Don't see those very often. You know, das yes in Russian. Yes. And privyet, that's how you say hello. I'm probably saying it wrong. There were a lot of Russians where I was. Couldn't understand a word they said. Sorry about that. I need a new desk. Oh, an ASMR of fake just being fake. I've done that many times. Hello, Max. I hope you enjoyed my take on your script. I'll admit, it was a little bit rushed. It was the last thing I edited before running off to catch a plane. But, you know, all worked out. How are you going to play Pokemon Sleep? Is that out? Is that out? Does anybody know what that is? Is that out? I haven't been keeping up with it. Buying a new desk ASMR. I could make an entire live stream of just me looking on like various furniture websites for a good desk. I'd get like a standing desk. They're like, you know, they're a bit like much.
Yes, finishing up my supervillain takes you in script series. There are 7 parts in total.
Damn, Brandon. Thank you for the $5. Wow. 7 parts. That's a series. You could sell that to people. Anyway, you have an uplift standing desk. Okay, yeah, they are pricey. That is true. But the expense, I believe, will be worth it. I mean, sitting in a chair all the time is not good for the back. I'm getting up there in age. But I'm still young. But I'm getting up there in age. I'm like caught in this like weird loop where I have to remind myself, oh, I'm still pretty young, but at the same time I feel like I'm in my 40s. That was the worst part about vacation. All the introspection. Ugh. I mean, that's what happens when you don't have consistent internet access. Echo listener. Dragon Girl hits on you at a frat party. Ooh, frat party. There was a group of people at the place I was at that was like, they looked like they came from a frat party. Very loud. Always bringing like a speaker with them to listen to music, which is bad because there was always music playing everywhere. 33 isn't that old. That's like not even like, okay, it's like a third of the way done, but you know, it depends on how long you live. They don't call it like a third life crisis, they call it a midlife crisis. 2 channels have already done it, of course. Of course. You're so popular. Where did I go? I went out of the country. I don't know if I should say where. I feel like I should like keep it on the DL with details about my personal life and vacations. Like, I'm already back. Like, if I told you where I went, it wouldn't really change anything. But, I don't know. You have 50 followers on Reddit. Hey, that's 50 more than I have. I don't know why Reddit does like followers now. The whole website's kind of left me behind because I don't use it on desktop or the official app. I just use like RIF. There's no ads. I don't see all of the like extra like wholesome or like whatever awards. I just see like gold, silver, and platinum. And yeah, I'm just using like Reddit basic mode. I don't need the extra shit. Thank you, boy. I'm glad you enjoy the vampire videos. I'm not going to say the first part of your name. The only other place I went to, not my home, is New York and Mexico. Both places I've been. I have been to New York City and I have been to Mexico. When I saw the producers in New York City. And in Mexico, I just went to a resort. Because, you know, I'm a cowardly white person. It was a nice resort, though, you know? All inclusive. Good shit. Only use Tumblr and YouTube. Good on ya. You deleted your Reddit account. Man, I wish I could be that brave. Recently, I looked at my account and I was just like, oh, fuck, I've been here for 10 years. And I can remember when I signed up for it, too. It was in 2011. I was in a film focus program. And I was just like, wow, there's a lot of free time I have after I do all my editing in class. So I got a Reddit account. And that was 10 fucking years ago. Ah. Oh, lots of cursing and tsundere being, of course. Goofy says the F word roleplay. I can't do a Goofy impression. Ask ProZD to do that. He's a great voice actor. He also, like, has Peter Pan memorized. Wait for you to open commissions again. I promise you. Well, okay. I'm gonna have to be straightforward with all of you. As I don't know if I am a lot or not. I don't know. I'm bad at communicating. But I will be leaving for like a week or so in December because my family was like, we need to go to the coast to visit my aunt and uncle. We're staying in a cabin or something, but there will be Wi-Fi. I don't know. It'll be better than the Christmas we spent in Florida. It has to be. Hello, Thomas. Hello. He used to live near me. You could bump into him at local cons. Who? Who are you talking about? As long as there is Wi-Fi, there can at least be some fun. Yeah, seriously. Like, I'm sick of vacationing outside of the country. I know that makes me sound like such a fucking privileged fuck. Seriously. The only reason I ever leave the country is because my parents are like, oh, ProZD, right. That's cool. I've never been to a convention where he was at. I did get an autograph from JonTron at a convention once. That was cool. It's unrelated, but, you know, he's like the most famous person I've ever met, so. Anyway, yeah. So, commissions. They will be opening as soon as I quit my job. They might have a slight price increase. Gotta make a living. But it is what it is. Yeah. So anyway. I sound like a privileged fuck saying this, but I don't want to leave the country anymore. And the only reason I ever do is because my parents are always like, oh, we're gonna go to a resort in, like, somewhere. Do you want to come with? And I'm just like, if I was like, I don't really want to go anywhere, but at the same time, it's a resort, and it's not that expensive, so yeah. $20 slide or $15 slide? I was thinking of upping the price to like $12. Like $12 base rate plus $1 for every 100 words extra 100 words, you know. You know what I mean? $100 slate. No. I'm going to do that. I'm going to start doing real voice acting too. Like right now, I don't have the time for it, but you know, they've got that voices.com thing. You can like put yourself out there and just be like, hey, I exist as a voice actor you can hire. I would like to be a voice actor that somebody hires. Even if it's just for like a, I don't know, like an indie game project or something. It doesn't have to be good. Like, whatever. They slide me $10. I pretend to be a person that will give you a quest. I don't know. Are play coins validating your commission? I mean, you could pay me in like a Google Play gift card so I can buy microtransactions. I'll allow that. It feels bad to waste like real money on those. South Africa, it is, oh god, what is that? Is 10:30? Is that what it is? I'm sorry, I can't do 24-hour time. I'm really bad with it. Speaking of time, actually, okay, so daylight savings time, it ends or it's beginning, whatever. The clocks are going back next week on the 7th of November. Yet, for some reason, this morning at like 2 a.m., my clock on my phone and my Fitbit went back an hour for no reason. I had to like switch the time zone I was in on my phone just so it would be on the correct time. Like, what the hell happened? It says like use network provided time and like it was wrong. Like, how does that happen? $21.21. Haha. Well, that is the thing. If like you're using 24-hour time, you do get a lot more like, you know, fun numbers like that. Daylight savings time is one of history's greatest mistakes. I wish we could like, can't we just stay like this? I don't need the clocks to go back. Can't we just like keep it on this time so I can see the sunset occasionally? They're just like, if we got rid of like, they were saying like if we kept it on this time or got rid of it, in the winter the sun wouldn't rise until like 9 a.m. and I'm just like, that's fine. Who cares? It's like, it doesn't matter anyway because people are leaving for work at like 8 a.m. and they leave work at 5, and either way you're spending the entire day not seeing the sun at all. So like, fuck it. Stop changing the clocks. This is stupid. It's dumb. You're right, Exalted Space. Daylight savings is dumb. We see the same articles every year. We're like, we don't need this anymore. Society has moved past the need for daylight savings. Not to mention, I play mobile games with like stamina pickups, and like, now I have to like readjust and like do my stamina pickups an hour later or earlier. It's bullshit. I don't like it. So much anxiety, I can't even have a normal talk with any person. Ooh, mood. I don't know if I'd call it anxiety though. I don't really worry about that stuff. I'm just socially awkward. You don't just pay to win? Okay, listen. I did spend a bit of the money that I made from commissions on pulls in Obey Me. I just really wanted to get that one Leviathan card, but after that, never again. It's fine. Daylight savings time was made so people could spend more time out shopping for stuff in physical stores and get more foot traffic. Really? Is that true? The card wasn't worth it. I mean, you're right, but that's fine. I had the money. I spent it. You could say it was irresponsible of me, and it was. But I don't care. Sometimes you just gotta live a little. I don't spend money on anything. Like, I was, like, arguing with myself, like, do I really want to spend money for, like, pulls in this shitty game? And I just look at my bank account, because whenever I'm trying to justify, like, a purchase to myself, I look at my bank account. I was like, the last thing I bought that, like, wasn't food or money for bills was, like, was lights. Just, like, a light for my bedroom. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do something for me for once. I don't spend a lot of money on myself. There's not a lot of opportunities to. I don't want to go out shopping because it's scary. I went to the movies twice since they opened back up again, but that's also scary. The only good thing was that, like, when I went to see Venom 2, the theater was completely empty. It was fabulous. When you say we're opening commissions again, you're gonna have to be patient, bro. It's gonna be a while. All I ask is that you be patient. Dog has been watching the stream with... Oh, wow. Say hi to your dog for me. Well, dogs are very mesmerized by the beauty of space. So, makes sense. Also, my legs are so friggin' itchy. There were bugs. Many bugs. It's not as bad as, like... Okay, well, like... I was on vacation with my mother and her friend, who is a really nice lady. She's a really nice lady. But she kept trying to feed wild animals, and it was kind of weird. And, like, I get it. You see, like, a stray cat or a dog, you want to feed it. That's fine. I understand. You're a caring person. But she kept feeding the birds, too. Like, French fries and shit. It got weird.
Fake, have you ever tried moondrop grapes? I just had some today. I've been told they're sweeter than regular grapes.
Thank you, Brandon Porter, for the $5. No, I haven't. I've never even heard of those, but I would love to try them. That sounds pretty good. Moondrop grapes. What a great name. Xenophobia. Oh, is that a fear of dogs? Okay. Well, that's fine. You don't have to enjoy everything I put out. In fact, I'd prefer if you didn't enjoy everything I put out. Criticism will help me grow. Why would you feed birds French fries? Exactly. Why is the thumbnail a rat? It's not a rat, it's a polar bear. Ugh. He's a polar bear. He sticks his head out of the snow and says, bonjour. The grapes that are shaped like eggplants. That's crazy. Dogger was supposed to be a wolf. Come on, man. You're gonna hold that over me? I offered to go back and change it. I can do that. I'll just edit the thumbnail and the title, and no one will ever be the wiser. I will gaslight the entire internet. I don't know. Are people who are afraid of dogs also afraid of wolves? Why is the polar bear a peachish color? Listen, just Google bonjour bear and you'll see what I mean. It's a polar bear. No one will ever know. Thank you, Admiral Yukari. Thank you for the welcome. Haven't given me a reason to criticize you. I have nothing to complain about. Except the commission status. You're afraid of wolves, too. Okay, fair enough. Wolves are big. Willing to do that, go for it. I told you I was. That's like a side thing. I'd have to take like a minute to edit things. But it's very convenient how in the script, like, it's just like, yeah, she's protective, but like, you never specifically say if she's a dog or a wolf. I don't know how I got that wrong. Like, I was just like reading it and I'm just like, oh yeah, a cat boy and a dog girl that totally checks out, makes sense to me. And then I was just like, wait, fuck, she's a wolf. Huskies are like pettable wolves. I mean, you can pet wolves if you're brave enough. I've seen videos of people petting wolves. It's scary how big they are. Favorite animal is definitely a wolf. On all levels except physical, I'm a wolf. Hello, Mexican weeb. They're pretty massive, yeah. Hola, hello, aloha, bonjour, ni hao, konnichiwa, hoi. What's hoi? Is that like Dutch? Or is that just what Temmie says? You can only pet them once with each hand. Yeah. Oh, you work with wolves, Robert. Cool. See, the rat is a polar bear. Why is it peach? Oh, probably just the color grading. How much do I know about Monster Hunter? Basically nothing. I know it has video games, and there are monsters. I've seen the Something About Monster Hunter animations. Those are fun to watch. But other than that, I don't really know anything about it. There was that cat grandma who cooks food. Love that. I think that was Monster Hunter. I don't know. Imagine having a pack of wolves as guard dogs. That's the Dracula thing, right? That's something Dracula did? I remember that. Wolves are misunderstood. Yeah, I saw that, I got back and I saw that I missed an overly sarcastic productions video, and it was about werewolves. And yes, they are misunderstood. They're creatures. They're dangerous, but they're fine. Hoi is high in Dutch. Okay, very good. What happened to her smoker of 50 years voice? I could still do it. I mean, if you want, I don't see what you would get out of it. I mean, it does get tiring to keep my voice like this. You know. We do both. Something about fake ASMR. Duck Lord, don't spam. It's rude. Got your finger in between a door. Oh my god, no. I'm so sorry, Max. Hope your finger gets better. What's with that emoji? I don't... What? Wolves are scared of humans. Yeah, because humans hunt them. It's fucked up. What do you think about my own voice? It gets annoying because of the scratches, but, you know. It is a voice that I own and use. It's definitely not got the girlish and feminine charm that my contemporaries have. Is that what we call them? People who are like, they're working in like the same field as you? Contemporaries, is that what we call them? Yeah, anyway, there are other ASMR people out there who, well, they pull it off better than I do. They could sound like an actual, like, sweet-voiced anime girl, and they sound like, oh, senpai, and stuff like that, but, that's not me. Competitors? No. No. We don't compete. Do we? I mean, it's like that holy shit 2 cakes thing, you know? One person may be like, oh, this cake that I made is not as good as this cake that some other person has made. But another person, a completely third separate person coming across those 2 cakes would just be like, oh shit, 2 cakes, fuck yeah. Fellow colleagues. Are we co-workers? Who can say? Voice is like a I hate life kind of voice. I do hate life a lot. That's why I gotta get out of this job. I need to escape. Is there someone who creates wild ass scripts like fake? None that I know of. Thank you. Thank you. I don't know if that's a compliment, but I take it as one. Because I am insane. I was coming up with like a script of like, actually never mind. I don't want to tell you about it. Legally insane. No. Legally I am mentally disabled though, so close enough. We don't need to get the law involved. Crazy ass scripts are the best. Yes. Like when things are green. Or the Grinch is a yandere. I have my cutesy voices. I feel like my cutesy voices, it's like aspartame. Nobody's like too fond of it. It's an artificial sweetener. I'm in space. Why? Because I quit my job? Or because I'm insane? Why does it feel like I've been sitting here for 3 hours when it's only been like 36 minutes? Writing your first yandere script. Oh, your first. The very first. Is an aspartame killing just the right dosage? I don't know. I remember when I was in high school, my health teacher was like, you shouldn't drink aspartame because it's an artificial sweetener, and like every artificial sweetener that has been like used so far has eventually been found to like cause cancer and been like banned. I don't know if that's true, but you know. No, I haven't quit my job yet, but I am going to. It's either going to be tomorrow or just after I finish my winter vacation. Because I could get paid for it. But I don't know if it's worth it. You know, because I came back last night and I realized that, like, listen, I've got a good sense for this. I know buildup of grime because I've been, like, cleaning these rooms for, like, ever. And I can clearly tell that they did not have someone take over my areas while I was gone. So they're dirty as shit and have at least, like, 5 days worth of grime buildup. Nobody bothered to get someone to take over my areas while I was gone. It's a fucking mess. It's just the lack of respect for my position, okay? Like, that's another thing. The meetings, the keys, the checkout times, and the lack of respect. Also, the pay is shit. Making like $2 over minimum wage. And I only get that because I work nights. It's outrageous. Want to hear a riddle? Sure. As long as it's not something like, you know, stupid. False swipe gaming parody. How good was... Okay, I don't know what that is, but I feel like that's like just like a clickbait thing where like people are like, I will give my opinion on an old school thing, and it's just like, yeah, how good was it really? Like, who cares? Your own take on how possessive someone is can be the dragon girl. Oh, okay. So, like, you met at a frat party, and then she was just like, you're mine forever now. College. A 6-word letter contains take away 1, 12 remain. What? Most ends up being it was alright, pretty much as expected. Thank you, Zakinator. I'm glad you enjoy my emoji that I stole. I don't know. It's just like a stock photo that I took and just made into an emote. I should really get someone to, like, draw some, like, official, like, actually good emotes for me. Does Bruno Mars is gay? Oh, man. Dragon Girl claims you as her treasure. Ooh. Good pull. That's a good idea. I'm a fan of that. Good shit. Friend the Scarecrow just won an award for being outstanding in his field. Haha. Emotes are quite on brand. Yes, chaotic, completely unorganized. If you compare them to the merch, wow. I mean, that's fair. You're right to diss my merch. I should do something, like, shitty with the merch. Like, listen, my merch is already shitty, but, like, I should make it, like, intentionally shitty. Just, like, a crappy MS Paint drawing of me, just, like, fake written in, like, not even in a font, just my chicken scratch on MS Paint. It's fine. It would be better than what I have currently. I need to take those shirts down and, like, hire somebody. Waiting for you to answer a question I asked anonymously on Tumblr like a week ago. Oh, I don't usually, like, answer on Tumblr if, like, if I don't feel like it needs an answer. Like your fake shirt. There are dozens of us. I kind of remember you, apparently, James. I'm very sorry, but, like, you know, there's a lot of you. Let me look at my Tumblr things. There was one... are you going to do another stream to finish Undertale or just leave the game after Papyrus? Is that the one you asked? I don't know if I'm going to go back to Undertale. I don't know if I can go back. Thank you, Mingles. The holiday was pleasant. Make sure the colors don't match. How about designing some really good merch? That sounds like a good idea. Do you know any designers? Has anyone bought the shirts? Yeah, a few people. Not a lot, just a few. But thank you, Brandon Porter, for the $5. You can still rock with the right outfit, of course. Me to roleplay with a heartbeat? No. I don't like the sound.
I can still rock with the right outfit.
The word was dozens. Okay, I understand. Anyway, I'm not doing heartbeats. People ask this... I've seen live streams where people ask a streamer with at least 1,000 viewers if they remember them. I feel like it's a lot harder on, like, Twitch, because nobody has icons. They're all just, like, text. I suppose they would remember you if you donate a lot. I don't know. Now's your chance to be a big shot. Yeah. Man. Yes, I remember you, Nakapak. You're here all the time. Ice Chew, will you get the fuck out of here? Listen, I don't want to be rude, but, like, you know, emoji spam, word spam, we don't do that here. Yeah, man, like, on Twitch, it's like, I know the streamers have no friggin' clue who I am. If they happen to, like, see me say something in the chat and they, like, say, like, hey, it's like, you said something and I like that, that's great, like, I'll clip it and I'll just be like, yeah, Senpai noticed me, but I'll just be like, Like, I don't... I don't have parasocial relationships. You can always set up a Patreon. I know I could set up a Patreon. I know I could. I know there's life out there somewhere. Anyway, I don't want to do Patreon again. I'm about to get parasocial. No. Don't turn me into a marketable plushie. You know, every time I've seen that, they're like, no, like, don't turn them into a marketable plushie. Like, plushies of, like, popular characters, like, anime characters, they always look like shit. Like, I'm sorry, they're just, like, if I'm looking at a cute anime character and then I see, like, you know, those weird, like, blob things they have for plushies, I'm just like, nah, this doesn't look right to me. This looks bad. I don't like plushies of anime characters. It's a mistake. Documakers are where it's at. Yeah. Although it's next to impossible to get, like, official dockies of, like, you know, obscure internet series. Best 2 emojis you have. Great, thank you. Have I seen Dune? No, I haven't. I've been far away. No, don't turn me into an oversimplified logo. I hate oversimplified logos. They're the worst. Should buy one ripped off on eBay. There are, like, services you can, like, hire. Well, not hire. Like, it's probably just, like, an automated system. Like, you put in an image and, like, you're like, print this on a pillowcase for me. And you can do that. But, you know, it can be hard to find, like, well, you know, commissioning someone. Either, like, you find someone who has made, like, a docky, like, design for fun or, like, memes, or you have to hire someone to make it for you. Documakers are body pillows. Right. The cover, the pillow cover. You know what I mean? Worked in front of a body pillow stand and God, they're horny. Yeah. They're like, they try to play, like, a little bit of plausible deniability because, like, maybe they're fully clothed, but, like, they've got, like, that, like, look on their face, like the character does, and you're just like, man, you guys are just ridiculous. Has anyone done the Snowgrave route? I feel like I should live stream that, but it would be boring. Because it, like, involves, like, a very specific set of steps. And I don't know how anybody figured it out, like, 2 days after the game came out. Jesus. Multitasking Zakinator. How do you find the time? Is Sora in Smash yet? Or is that coming later? Do you know how hard it is to find Takimakers that don't have naked women on them? Well, I mean, you just gotta get the guy ones then. Dude, seriously. It is weird. You know, like, maybe I'm just a prude, but if I was gonna get, like, a docky, it would be like, I want something with, like, you know, and, like, there's not really any getting away from it. Like, whenever, like, if you own a documaker with, like, an anime character on it, you're already making, like, a commitment to that lifestyle. No matter what, it's always gonna look weird, whether it's lewd or not. But I don't know. If I was gonna get one, it would have to be, like, just, like, a cute, nice design. I don't want them to be naked. That's weird. No shade if you have one, but, like, I'm not into it. Thank you, Brandon Porter, for the $2. Body pillow smothers you in your sleep. Wow. That's a concept. I'll save that for April Fools. I'm writing that down. You're getting in the notes.
ASMR. Body pillow smothers you in your sleep.
I'm making a note. Body pillow. Mothers you in your sleep. Fabulous. The rare tasteful docky. Wii balance board body pillow. I'm sure there are body pillows of the Wii trainer person. Listen, I remember one time, like, when I was younger, I was really into Wii Fit, and every day I'd, like, go down and I'd just be like, oh, I'll do my balance exercises and stuff. It was fun. But then one day, I, like, sign in, and I'm doing, like, an exercise or something, and I had chosen, like, you know, the female trainer, and for no reason, the game was, like, it decided to switch to the male trainer, the long forgotten male trainer from Wii Fit, and he was just like, hey, I'm subbing in for today. I don't know, I think it was just like a random thing it did, like it would switch trainers just to like keep things fresh, and I shut the game off. I didn't want to see him. Yeah, there's a male trainer. I mean, if you didn't own Wii Fit, you probably don't know that, but, like, there was. He just felt lonely. I can tell that nobody ever picked him. I mean, when you play Smash, there's gotta be, like, an option to pick him instead of, like, the girl one, right? There has to be. Otherwise, like, that's just a thirst trap. Okay, there is. And then we make a costume or dress up for Halloween. I was out of the country until, like, 2 hours before Halloween, so no, I didn't. Next year, maybe. I would like to make a fun costume. I'd like to cosplay for Halloween. I want to cosplay as Kaito real bad. Gotta get a blue wig and a cool coat and a nice scarf. I really want to cosplay as Kaito. Maybe one day. You're at work during Halloween. Same. Well, 2 hours of Halloween. I don't like working night shift. You were L for Halloween. Whoa, throwback. Good for you. So many of my friends dress up for Halloween. I cannot comprehend why. We're still under lockdown. Hey, sometimes you want to dress up in a fun costume. Take selfies. Do a live stream. Post thirst trap TikToks. I don't know. There's got to be people dressing up as anime characters making thirst trap TikToks. But I wouldn't know, though. If a TikTok is funny enough, it will breach containment and I'll see it on, like, Tumblr. I don't have the app. I don't trust it. You and the person I'm watching on Twitch are Canadian. Nice. Makes me sad that I'm the one now giving out candy and not receiving it. Yeah, I was thinking about that last night. Like, I tried to stretch the whole trick-or-treating thing up until I think, like, 16 or 17. And I was just, like, just trying to hold on to the last, like, threads of my youth. And I was just like, I'm too old for this now. I mean, trick-or-treating was fun, definitely. But, you know, it's a lot more, like, it's just kind of nice. The day after Halloween, you can buy candy discounted, and you can buy the candy you want. You don't gotta, like, sort through and, like, be like, oh, I don't like these candy corns or whatever the heck. I don't like this, and, like, you shove them over to the side, and yeah. You just buy a giant bag of candy and nobody can stop you. That's one of the good things about being an adult. "16 is the last year it's realistically possible." I look younger than I am, though, so, yeah. Apparently with a mask on, I look quite young. Apparently. I'm I can still kind of pass for a teenager, and I'm okay with that. No one can stop you from destroying your health. Yeah. Gotta take care of yourself. Nobody else can do it for you. You gotta cook like real food and shit. Eat vegetables and vitamins. Stand in the sun for at least a half hour a day. Pretty difficult for me. The window's open right now, but it's very cloudy. It's been cloudy for a long time. Who even likes licorice? My mother. It's awful. It's not so much the candy as it is receiving free shit. That's fair. That's fair. Look outside your window. Oh shit, it's raining. How did you know? Even if there wasn't a pandemic, I wasn't going to trick or treat last year. Cowardice. I know people that are like, they're like college age and they're still trying to get away with trick or treating. And like, I don't think anybody ever tells them no, so like, yeah, they can get away with it. It's not about the candy, it's about sending a message. As long as they try, I give it out. Yeah, you know what? If you're gonna be like a college student going from door to door, you gotta at least like dress up and put effort into it. Or like, you know, if you're like 19 or 20 but you're short and you have like a costume with like a full mask and you like affect a higher pitched voice, maybe you can keep trick-or-treating for like another 5 years. I feel like short people have that advantage. Like, you just wear like a mask, like you wear I don't know, the Scream mask, and you just like trick-or-treat, and you could fool people. You could do it. You could get away with it. You just gotta be short enough. Remember, if you die, you're dead. I know. It sucks. You're off from school tomorrow. Nice. Good for you, James. Walk around on your knees if you aren't short. Boom. Free candy for everyone. Maybe want to go trick-or-treating next year. I'm sure there are plenty of like prank videos that are like, we tricked them into giving us Halloween candy, and like, you know, they're just wearing a mask. Hated high school. Well, I didn't hate it, but I'm glad I never have to go back. You got the Toriel plushie. Oh, nice. Oh, I should buy that Ralphie plushie. I really should. No, I shouldn't. I want to, but I shouldn't. School system sucks. It really does. It really, really does. I mean, there are certain countries where it's better, but like overall, it's like the education system is like, oof. Why are we doing this? We tricked them into giving us candy. Equals they gave us candy out of kindness / pity. Oh man, I remember seeing screenshots of a video like that. Like, girls reject a guy who looks like a nerd, but then he reveals he's Instagram famous. And then the comments were like, it was like a Tumblr post. The comment was like, so he's a nerd. That Adar Man video? No, it was like one of those like, you know, prank videos. If a guy came up to me and was like, hey, I'm Instagram famous, I'd just be like, hey, that doesn't mean much. I don't have Instagram. One day, though, One day when I want to take the fake brand as far as it can go, I'll get Instagram. That's all. How much candy is acceptable to take per house without looking greedy? Well, if they leave a bucket out that says, like, take one, you just take one. Like, usually they just hand it out. Like, they'll just take, like, a fistful, or just, like, a couple, and just toss them in your bucket. Like, you don't get to choose that. Although, one time, I did push it and was served karma. There was a box of chips, like, you know, the tiny chip bags, outside of someone's house that was like, take one. And I was like, this is BS. And I took 2 of them. One of the chip bags was empty. I learned from my hubris that day. Just the one bag. No fucking chips in it. I got what I deserved. Old school Ethan Bradbury. Oh my god, whatever happened to that guy? I'm Ethan Bradbury. That was a great meme. I missed that. I missed that a lot. Was it sealed and empty? Yes, it was sealed and empty. I'm serious. I remember it so clearly. They were Life brand chips and one of them was empty. Thank you, Brandon Porter, for the $10.
Can't lie, I literally wrote a script where a tsundere bully falls in love with the nerd listener. Only for the listener to be revealed to be a famous pop star it's on Reddit and everything.
What, like a Hannah Montana situation? Man, that's crazy. I might want to read that. That's crazy, dude. Turns out I'm famous. Like, I don't know. If I was like talking to a dude and then he revealed he was Keanu Reeves, I'd be surprised. But like, you know. Isn't he married? Went through the Elsa and Spider-Man phase. What the fuck? What's the difference between a poorly dressed man on a bicycle and a well-dressed man on a unicycle? I don't know. Thank you, Brandon Porter, for the $5. Face palmed after finishing the script once I realized the Hannah Montana reference. Hey, you get the best of both worlds. Who remembers cheese jerky? I don't. Part 2 to the Dream Demon? I haven't written it yet. I haven't had a dream. I will, though. I will soon.
Oh, and yes, you face-palmed after finishing the script once I realized the Hannah Montana reference. Woman face-palming.
Woman face palming. I love it trying to read emojis. You've written 25 scripts. Wow. That's crazy. Good for you. I've written, well, not to brag, but it's over like 100. But that's the thing. I do these every day. And they're not good, so, you know. Yeah, it might be 200. I don't know what the official count is because, like, I've got over 200 videos, but not all of them were written by me. I don't know what it equals out to. What if everyone here just donated $2? Then I would have $100. There's not a lot of people here right now. Grandma told me if I get all A's on my report card, she'll order me more of the Undertale plushies, and so far I have all A's, so I have a feeling I'm going to get more of them. Wow. That's good motivation, I suppose. Flex the Wattpad writing skills. Oh my god. Do you know there are people who read fan fiction exclusively on Wattpad? Like, how do you live? You can't even save the fanfics. Like, you can favorite them, but you can't download them. And, like, You can't even, like, copy paste them. They prevent you from copying them. Just retype them. Oh my god. Seriously. Just bookmark it. They can delete them, though. Like, it's not even like... I've had, like, situations where I've been on Wattpad in the past where I've just been like, this is actually pretty good. But then, like, the writer, like, gets caught up in some drama and they're just like, I'm gonna delete this soon. And also that, like, Wattpad is, like, a corporation that runs on, like, advertisements, so they can just, like, straight up delete your fic for no reason. This is why we need AO3. It's a good website. Works really great on mobile. A lot better than fanfiction.net ever did. Take screenshots. Yeah. I remember there was a case where, like, a fanfiction I really liked on Wattpad, the only fanfiction I really liked, pretty much, they were, like, the writer was, like, getting into some shit, and, like, they were just like, I'm probably gonna delete this soon. I think it's cringe. And I was just like, I downloaded a browser extension that would allow me to copy and paste from Wattpad. That's what I did, just to save that fanfic. I don't even remember if it got deleted in the end, but I still have it. I have a lot of fanfics that were like... Does anybody remember Quizilla? I just have, like... Towards the end of Quizilla's life cycle, the website started loading really slowly for me, so I just decided, well, all these fanfics I like, I can just copy and paste them, so I just copy and pasted them into a Word document. And now Quizilla has been deleted. I may be the only person who still has copies of those fanfics. So I was thinking, like, just making, like, a compilation of them for, like, AO3 and just being like, saved fanfics from Quizilla. If this is your fanfic and you don't want it here, just, like, message me and I'll take it down. I don't know. Like, I hate it when, like, good fanfics disappear. This is why archiving shit is important. Yes, there were 2 fanfics recently that were on AO3 that I read, and then I went back to look for them again, and I couldn't find them, so, like, they were deleted, obviously. And then I went back into that tag again today, and they were back. I don't know what that was about, but I was just like, not risking it again, and I downloaded them. You know? Save your favorites, because you don't know what's going to happen to them. I don't like AO3's character search. If I want to read something about a specific character, I have to scroll through the ones where they're a side character. Yeah. That happens a lot in, like, series where, you know, one-shot compilations are common. So if I'm gonna, like, read like AO3 has, like, probably the best search system out of all fanfiction websites. There's no doubt about that, but it's not perfect. But, like, if I know that, like, there's gonna be a lot of, like, another character because it's, like, in one-shot compilations, I'll just be like, exclude this character and a bunch of other characters, and I'm like, yes, that fixes it. Get a pen drive with all the dojins. That might be a good idea, actually. I mean, like, dojins don't really get deleted from the internet, but fanfiction does. I should just, like, have, like, a USB stick, because all these fanfictions are, like, 20 kilobytes big. It's just, like, a 5 gig. I don't even know if you can buy USB sticks in 5 gig anymore. That seems small. But just like a thumb drive with, like, 6,000 fanfics on it. I will give it to, like, that's gonna be the only thing in my will. I have to give it to somebody who would respect it. Smallest, I think, is 8. Wow, that's so crazy. I remember when I was younger, like, just like a 4 gigabyte USB stick, and that was all you needed. For text documents, that's pretty big. Is it? I mean, they're saved in PDF format, so I don't know. They still have 4 GB sticks here. Yeah. I just remember going into like the source and like on the counter they would have just a bucket of like 1 GB flash drives. I don't think they do that anymore. Just like we need more space. I've got a few well, I don't know where they are at the moment, but I have like a flash drive, USB stick, whatever you call them, with a few things on it from like school and older stuff. It's just around. It's on like a keychain. It's very fancy. I know, like, as time goes forward, like, the technology is getting, like, crazy improved, but technical literacy is going down. Like, things are so streamlined and user-friendly that there are a lot of people who, they barely know how to change the settings on their phone or on their computer because they're just used to everything being set up for them. Me, like, I grew up with, like, Windows XP and shit like that, so, like, I'm familiar with fucking around in settings trying to get things to work the way I want them to, and I get really frustrated when, like, an update causes things to not work the way I want them to. So, yeah. Never pen drive, but flash drive. Some fanfics downloaded to my phone and a computer that come out to over 1 MB. Like, each fanfic individually? I know there are some long ones out there. Like, there are some fanfics that are just like, they are legendary status. They're so long. And it's really interesting because there are like, I don't want to talk about shipping too much, but like, there are obscure pairings out there where there's one person who was like really into them and they wrote like 150,000 word long slow burn fanfic, and like everybody who ships that really obscure ship is just like, this is like our Bible. Any holidays in November? No, there are not. I have checked the calendar at work. None at all. No days off. Like, I remember there's one fic for a ship I will not name because, like, it's controversial. Not well known, but controversial all the same. It was posted to fanfiction.net. I'm pretty sure I have a download of it somewhere. It was a very long, angsty, slow burn fanfic of these two characters getting together. And it's the only thing that account ever posted. They just... Everybody who ships that ship knows that fanfiction, and, like, that person just showed up. I think they dropped the whole fanfic all at once. I don't even think it did weekly updates or anything. They just dropped it, and then they vanished. Forever. It's honestly impressive. Like, it's like a cryptid just showed up and just like, here, everything you want. It's crazy. Bonfire Night is... Oh, right, the 1st of November? Is that what it is? The 1st of November is Bonfire Night? Or am I wrong? Get double time for Thanksgiving. Oh, right. That's the one thing I will concede to the Americans on. Having Thanksgiving in November makes a lot more sense than having it in October. Because that's two things in October for us. Halloween and Thanksgiving. I'll say having it, like, in November gives you an extra day off. That's a good thing. They wrote it for themselves and no one else. It was beautiful. It was just like everything I wanted. There was angst, there was drama, there was like that whole where they like deny their feelings and like they can't be together because it would be like... There was even like a time skip in the middle. It was incredible. It was really incredible. I'm pretty sure I have it downloaded, but like if I do ever do that fan fiction flash drive, that's the first one that's going on there. Absolutely amazing. Burn an effigy of a political and religious protester on a bonfire. Okay. Guy Fawkes? Is that his name? This Guy Fawkes? He's the guy with the mask, right? I don't... V for Vendetta. Fuck it. I remember seeing a great picture of a V for Vendetta costume that was called Condescending Online Man. So you don't want to release the name of that legendary fanfic or what ship it is? No. Listen, I know a lot of you don't have much respect for me to begin with, but, like, if you saw what ship it was, you would lose all respect for me. Because, like, it has nothing to do with what I want in reality, but, like, it's a controversial thing. It was kind of like a teacher-student relationship. So, you know, I'd be iffy about telling anyone about those things. Like, I'm a proponent of, like, ship and let ship. And I don't think what people want to read in fiction, like, defines what they want in reality. But, like, the second you start talking about a ship that, like, wouldn't exactly be okay in, like, polite society, just, like, people start assuming all sorts of things about you. And I can't tell you. I can't tell you. Canadian Thanksgiving is supposed to celebrate the fall harvest, and American Thanksgiving is to celebrate the Pilgrims. I mean, celebrate in quotations. It's just an excuse to eat turkey. That's it. That's all. Found more good fics on fanfic than AO3, but that's my own taste. It really depends on what fandom you're in, too. Like, if you're in a fandom that's, like, pre-2010, the only place you're really gonna find all the fanfics is, like, fanfiction.net. And, of course, like, those other obscure websites. There are, like, obscure fanfiction websites that only, like, a specific subset of people know about. I don't know how people find them, but they're out there. I've gotten some recommendations. But they're not, like, being actively updated. It's just, like, nobody ever shut the site down. Bonfire Night has other pagan traditions as well. Of course. Like all holidays. Well, most holidays. All the ones that Christianity stole. Something happened. Oh, yeah. See, I can totally understand, like, people, like, thinking, like, the teacher-student thing is, like, yikes. Which it is. IRL, I would just be like, no, that is completely inappropriate. Do not do that. But if it's fictional, it's fine. Like, even though that fanfic is, like, the #1 fanfic that everyone who likes that ship knows, it's not convincing anyone to, like, change their mind about, like, inappropriate relationships between teachers and students. Hello, Kizor, if that's how you say your name. Space Battle Forum, really? About Professor X student. That's a different ballgame. It's still, like, it's still not a great idea, because, you know, like, position of power, and, you know, the whole grades situation. I mean, like, I know it's its own genre, but, you know, it's not a good idea. Like, I don't really support that sort of thing IRL. But, you know, in fiction, everything's gravy. Yeah, Professor X student implies that they're both adults, which, you know, in, like, a college or university setting, that absolutely tracks. I myself have a role play that does feed into that sort of thing. Don't really know where I'm going to go with it, but don't worry about it. What about Principal X student? I feel like that's worse. Yes, it's hot in the realm of fantasy. That's the only place it can work. Actual historical Roman Empire emperor into Game of Thrones. Wow. You people write fanfic about anything. It's crazy. I mean, people were writing fanfic about that boat that got stuck in the Suez Canal. That was a great time. I wish another boat would get stuck in that canal. It was just like a one thing. It was like, wow, there's a boat stuck in the canal. Let's make memes about it and have a good time. And I did have a good time. Somebody stick another boat in the canal. Senator ex-student, what the fuck? My math teacher's little goth GF, Jesus. Listen, I don't support it IRL. I'm just saying that, like, if you ship it, it's fine. Joffrey is basically Caligula. Well, you know. I've heard that, like, a lot of stories about Caligula were exaggerated by, like, political opponents or, like, I don't know, the people who came after him. I don't know. No way to know. Lost to history. The sands of time weigh down on us all. Your mom, ex-teacher. I'm sure there are things. Had a crush on your chemistry teacher. Oh my god. I remember when I was in high school, everybody had a crush on the math teacher. He wasn't even that hot. He wasn't. He was just a guy. But, like, all these girls in my class, they were like, oh, he's so cute. And I'm just like, he teaches math. There's no way he can be cute. He's just a guy. A guy who teaches math. It is in human nature to write fanfic. I mean, yeah. Like Dante himself. Everybody always gets, like, literature purists always get pissed off when you call the Divine Comedy fan fiction, but, like, it still is. Like, even if it's not with, like, the tropes and the fandom environment that we have in the modern day, it still counts. Like, he wrote a fan fiction about himself going on an adventure through hell with a dead poet. It's fan fiction. That's what it is. That math teacher is charismatic outside of school. I didn't find him charismatic at all. He was just a guy. He literally puts his enemies in the one he annoys. Yeah, seriously. He's just like... Didn't he write into the story like, oh, by the way, Christianity sucks because the current pope is an asshole. Like, seriously. There are so many historical figures that, like, are only remembered because he put them into his fanfic. Love math, so I'm an advanced math. Good for you. You can do math for the rest of us. Very bad at math. You know, I actually did really well in, like, college math. It was a required credit, but, like, I still didn't like it. I did well, didn't like it. Space Battle Forums is a very shitty method of searching for things. I just read what floats to the top. So, like, it's a forum where people are just posting fanfic? He put his political opponents into hell. They weren't even political opponents. As far as I know, Dante Alighieri was not like a politician. He was just a writer who had a lot of opinions. He just put people he didn't like there. Math teacher was just starring in a harem anime where he actually has a reason to avoid the girls. Oh, yeah, like, I don't remember the name of that show. It was like Demi, whatever the fuck. It's like it's like a show about monster girls in high school and, like, this teacher that they all have a crush on, but, like, he keeps it 100. He's just like a buff dude trying to teach lessons. He's not interested in any of them, but they all have a crush on him. I hope it, like, I don't know if it's getting, like, a second season or anything. I didn't read the manga, but, like, I hope it doesn't get weird. Daily Lives of Demi-Humans. Yes. Like, he's already got a legit love interest with that succubus teacher. They were really cute together. Just stick with that, okay? He was an influential figure in Florence until he was forced out. Oh, so he was an influencer turned fanfic writer? Wow. That's crazy. Like, if that happened today, you'd just be like, wow. Wish Safe for Work script writing was more popular. I feel like it is popular on YouTube, but, like, you know, if you're going the Gone Wild audio route, everybody's looking for more porn to read. I enjoy learning about history. Not particularly, but I'll take it in if I can. Like, if somebody tells me, like, hey, here's a neat historical fact, I won't be like, oh, nerd. Ugh. Nah. Have I ever played D&D? No. I've witnessed others play it, though. Oh, no. How'd you cut your hand open, Connor? That fucking sucks. I've never had to get stitches. That sounds awful. If you're trying to make a living, it's super hard to do it without doing not safe for work. And so you appear to crush my dreams. But it's fine. Maybe one day. Things can get spicy on occasion. I will say, though, I'm not super into the idea of doing not safe for work. It just seems risky. Especially since my main thing is YouTube. Like, even just linking to a not safe for work Patreon can be a little dicey, you know? It's funny to me that GW is a place that exists. How's that wild? Like, people, like, it's basically just like amateur porn, but like on even more of a budget. It's just voice acting. I feel like I do it as a joke. Man. God damn it. That would be so funny. Oh. Just I do not safe for work audios, but they're all just absolutely absurd. Like, they're the most ridiculous scenarios you can come up with. Like it's the Yandere Grinch all over again, but it's porn. It wouldn't be worth it, because, like, that is a niche in a niche, but that would be so funny. It's just shitpost ASMR, but it's also not safe for work, just because. Oh, man. That'd be ridiculous. I feel that's not how you make money, though. You can't make money by shitposting not safe for work stuff. Yeah, maybe then I could truly become the Germa of ASMR. Yandere glitch gremlin glitches up your holes, not safe for work. Jesus Christ. So is that an F for F? Like, what are we talking about here? Napoleon's ghost turned female and strikes you on... that's gotta be a thing already. Like, Napoleon's gotta be a person in Fate, right? There's probably a Fate guy that's Napoleon. I don't know. I don't follow the series. Like, how many shitty mobile games are just like, oh, our characters are, like, based on mythological figures? Like, I get ads for mobile games all the time, and they're just like, hey, do you want to play as, like, Ares or, you know, like a Japanese moon goddess? Like, they're all the same. They're all the fucking same. It's just like, these are copyright-free character names we can use. They're recognizable. Let's make a mobile game out of them. Audio that sounds not safe for work, but the girlfriend is only talking about completely normal things. I think Cardlin Audio did one of those once. He was... It was like you were going to see a doctor and he was saying stuff that could be interpreted as being like dirty talk, but he was like, in context, it made sense. That was really clever. I kind of want to do that, but I don't think I get away with it. Napoleon is a very large, buff man with a big gun in Fate. Well, that's not historically accurate. Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Napoleon is a buff dude and not a girl. Because, like, you know, historical figures being dude has never stopped Fate before. Best Friends tries to explain the Fate series poorly. It would be poorly, because I'm completely unfamiliar with it. I watched an anime with, like my ex-boyfriend who was just like, oh yeah, like, do you want to watch an anime with me? And I was like, okay. And we watched the entirety of like a season of Fate. Couldn't tell you what version it was. And yeah. It was just alright. I don't get it. I don't know anything about it. They're just like, there was the guy from... There was Gilgamesh. He was there. I think Hercules was there. King Arthur was a lady. That's all I remember. There was also some time travel bullshit or something. I don't know. Fate Stay Night original. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, cool. Alright, good night, Falsy XD. Welcome to Fate. We have Saber 1, Saber 2, Saber 3, Saber 4. There do seem to be a lot of blonde ladies in Fate that I've seen photos of. I do know that there is a guy that looks like a girl with pink hair. I don't remember his name. He's fabulous, though. There's a whole thing on Twitter about it. Whatever. You're the only ASMR person I can link to most of my friends because you can be presented as a meme. PG&E is still the hottest hit. Yeah. Classic. We even have Saber of a dog who's actually Airbud. What the fuck? Astolfo. Yes, that guy. Very cute. Love the hair. I love history, so it should be up my alley, but I just can't be arsed. I mean, does Fate really, like, do anything historical? I mean, come on. I really doubt it. Fate is about waifus. There are also guys. Oh, wait, I remember there was that one, I think, Irish folk hero who was in Fate. I don't remember his name. I think he wore blue. Scathish? Maybe. There was an OSP video about him. I don't even know what PG&E means. Apparently it's an energy company. I don't know. Somebody commissioned me to read a script about it. Jacksepticeye. Listen, I would totally be fine with doing that, but I can't do an Irish accent. Are you saying he's the guy in Fate? Because, yeah. Jacksepticeye, he's a dude in Fate. Kukulane. Yes, that's his name. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. That friggin' guy. Too much lore is bad for a series. Yeah, seriously. It is a meme that, like, getting into Fate is impossible. The archer class is mainly consisted of archers. Oh yeah, and people die if they are killed. I remember that. If you were a dog, what dog breed would you be? I don't know. Like, I would want to be something cute, like a corgi, but I'd probably be something ugly. Does garlic make everything better? Maybe. It's one thing that was severely lacking on my vacation. There was no garlic flavored anything. I could have used it. Garlic flavored garlic. Okay, like, you know what? I'm so happy lately about one thing and one thing only. Oh god, my phone bill is ready. It's so expensive. I had to use data when I was on vacation and they charged me a lot for it. Fuck. Anyway, recently I went to the store and like a couple months ago, I bought these like crunchy onion topping things. They were really good on like burgers and mashed potatoes. They were delicious. I finished the thing that it came in, and then I went back to the store looking for some more of it. Couldn't find any. But yesterday, I was at the store, and it's a different brand, and they're in a bag now, but they have the crunchy onion topping again, and I can put it on my fish burgers. Also, mashed potatoes. And burritos. They are very delicious. And crunchy. And onion flavored. Very salty. They're good shit. Garlic bread is the best. I should put the crunchy onions on garlic bread. That's a great idea. Thomas Edison is a lion man in Fate? What the fuck is happening? Like, what? I think I would change my name to I Love Foxes. Interesting. Dark Souls 3 Firekeeper. I've tried to play Dark Souls. I did not have fun. I played Dark Souls 2. I don't understand why people are interested in it. Like, the gameplay is just like... it's just not fun. It's just, yeah, you just get attacked and you die, and then the more you die, and it's just like, wow, this isn't fun. Why are we doing this? I know the prevailing answer to that is just get good, but like I play games to have fun. So what's the deal? So many green things here. Not today. The leaves are all yellow. Fate was originally a visual novel that became way too big for its britches. I do know about the visual novel. It was an eroge, right? It was not safe for work. You guys like Puyo Puyo, the game? I've played it before. It's alright. They had one in a Project Diva game, actually. It was like a mini game. It was an eroge. Monster Hunter World ASMR handler annoys you. I do recall that from the animations, where the handler was like, nobody liked her. Most things in this world isn't for everyone, of course. Air is for everyone, though. Everybody likes air. That's the one thing we can all agree on. I would say water, but some people don't drink water because they're maniacs. Cut the Toriel plush open to get the Monster Soul Easter egg out of her. No! How could you do that? She was innocent. You can sell visual novels if they weren't eroges at the time, apparently. That makes sense. I mean, if it was like in the earlier days of like, you know, PC gaming. Well, not like early, but you know. Like, it's crazy to me that in Japan, which I believe is the origin point of visual novels, you can just, like, I know you can buy visual novels on like PlayStation and Switch now. That's like a common thing you can do in the West. But like there was a time when like it was just in Japan where you could be playing a visual novel on like your PS2, and those games never got released in the West. Like more recently they get translated and posted on Steam, that's fine, but like the idea of just like booting up your PlayStation 2 and just playing a dating sim, that's crazy. But like they did that in Japan. They just had that available. It's wild. And these days I feel so spoiled. I could just buy a dating sim on Switch and just play it, but like they just had dating sims on consoles. Dramatical Murder is available on PS Vita, I'm pretty sure, but it's censored. Even more censored than it already was. The original visual novel was Detective Club for the Famicom, only in Japan. Wow, it goes back that far? That's crazy. It's just like the second screens were available, people were like, let's make something that's almost anime out of this. There's a remake of the OG Fate VN that removed the smut. I mean, fair enough. You would kind of hope it has like a good enough story to keep you invested without it. Cruelty Squad Descent into Madness ASMR. I've watched at least 2 videos about Cruelty Squad. I don't get it. Looks weird. I did watch what's their name? Leadhead, whatever. Just like their like deep dive into the Cruelty Squad, like what does Cruelty Squad believe in, like something like that. It was very depressing and like extensive and confusing. And then I watched like Civvy play it, and he had more of a comedic take on it, and I don't understand that game at all. Right, we got screens now, let's date them. Yeah, I mean, people were lonely in the times of Famicom, so don't judge. I don't, because wasn't there like an entire... I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong, but there was like an entire genre of like VHS tapes with like video girls. It was pretty much just like... It was like the ASMR roleplay inserts that we have today, but like they were like professionally made videos of girls that would like look at the camera and like pretend to be your girlfriend. That was the thing, like that existed in Japan. That was real. That existed. I know it did. There was like an anime based around it. Battered Japanese women that men ran away from them and dated screens. It's not that the women are bad. It's that nobody has time to date because of Japanese work culture. Like, literally, people be working for 14 hours a day. They get home at, like, 2 a.m. Like, yeah, just, like, no time for a girlfriend. Just pop in a VHS tape. Video Girl Eye. Yeah. I didn't watch it, but I watched, what's his name? Bennett the Sage review it. He explained the whole thing. They work on a lot of holidays, too. Yeah. Like, I don't know, man. Like, Japanese work culture is crazy. Like, I think Japan, from what I've seen of it, I haven't been there myself, but I think it's like, it's a really nice country. It's got a very interesting culture because, like, you know, basically existed in isolation for a few centuries, and it kind of did its own thing, and Japanese culture is really fascinating, but I'd never want to live there. Like, just the endless amounts of work they do for so little. Like, just, it's crazy over there. Like, you see Japan, like, in a bubble, You see its work culture, you see its historical culture, and you're just like, yeah, it totally makes sense why anime is a thing. All I wanted to do after work was crash and sleep. Hey, same. Nice country to visit, but a nightmare to live in. Yeah. Japanese courts have a 99% incarceration rate. Oh my god, yeah. We don't even need to get into the Japanese justice system. Wow. It sucks. They still do hangings there. Did you know that? They have the death penalty, but it's not lethal injection. They do hangings. Legit ass hangings from a noose. Or maybe they don't anymore. It's been a while since I looked it up, but last I checked, they still hanging there. What is going on, Japan? It's crazy. The hand courting ritual was that even if a woman was interested, having to show off token resistance, I mean, that's kind of a thing in a lot of cultures, Baby It's Cold Outside is an entire song based off of token resistance. Hanging is more humane than lethal injection when carried out properly. Is it, though? I feel if you just break their neck, yeah, but usually it's just choking to death. It's terrible. And you know what? Regardless of how humane it is, lethal injection, which isn't very humane, it's incredibly painful, I've heard. But I just don't think the government should be allowed to kill people. It's not even the whole two wrongs don't make a right sort of thing. I feel it's more of a punishment to just spend the rest of your life in jail than it is to die. Also, the government should not just be allowed to kill its own citizens just because. Even if they committed murder, they did a horrible, heinous thing. The death penalty is bad. Even if it had a 100% they're actually guilty, they didn't fuck up the trial, which happens a lot. There are plenty of people on death row who are just straight up innocent. But even if it had a 100% they are definitely guilty all the time success rate, I still wouldn't want the government to be allowed to kill people. It's just bad. Don't do that. What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, some innocent people are always gonna get executed in a system with the death penalty. And there's no coming back from that. Sure, somebody innocent gets put in jail. After a few years, they get exonerated or whatever, and they might get, some sort of payment back for that. They'll just be okay, we will, make, restitution or whatever the fuck. That's fine. There's coming back from that. You can't come back from, killing somebody. It's just, oh, they're dead, and yeah, we fucked up. Sorry. Come on. The guy who invented the electric chair was killed by it. Live by the sword, die by the sword. Death is too soft of a punishment. See, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Yes, you take away their life, but at that point, all their problems are over. In my mind, just spending your entire life in jail is way worse than just dying and getting it over with. Come on. Am I a Canuck? I am Canadian, yes. I believe we don't have the death penalty in Canada, as far as I know. Hello, Looney Tunes. I think having to live with the guilt is harsh enough. Well, I mean, I would say not all criminals or murderers feel guilty for the crime they've committed, but, you know, having to live in the prison system, being told what to do, being stuck on like a rigid schedule for like the rest of your life, living in like a small room, that's more of a punishment than just like dying and getting it over with. What a happy subject we landed on. Yeah, you know I've been streaming for too long when I start to get political like this. Reasons why Canada is superior to America. 1, fake ASMR. The death penalty was nationally illegal, but it came back in the 2000s. Oof. I think I can guess why. 2 maple syrup, 3, that's it. Fair enough. I don't want to listen, I don't want to get all nationalistic, because that's always a mistake. Like, every country has its flaws, and Canada has plenty. Like, can't even get into them. Like, not even going into residential schools or shit like that. Just like modern day, we have like a shit ton of problems. There's racism. We have police brutality too. It's all a shit show. But I am glad that I live here rather than in the US. Like, that's a point of like, that's like where people get a bit too nationalistic about Canada. They're like, at least we're not the US, but we're really not much better. We just have better healthcare. Fanfiction leads to not safe for work, and not safe for work leads to a conversation about the death penalty. Oh yeah, you ever do that where like you're thinking about a random topic and then you're like, wait, how did I get here? And you go back, you cycle back through the topics that you were thinking through in your mind just to like see where you started and how you got here. Canada doesn't have free speech anymore. Did it ever? I mean, Canada doesn't have like the Constitution or anything like that. Like, we never had that whole free speech thing. We never had that. Like, the penny was abolished. I was really happy about that. I'm glad they got rid of the penny. We didn't need that anymore. That was a good thing. Good decision. Nobody misses it. Canada's melting. Yeah, global warming, that too. Now we don't have pennies. Well, like, it costs more than a penny to make a penny. So, yeah. I feel like, yeah, the US really should phase them out. Like, I don't know, who's using pennies in the US? Americans like Canada so much because of how viscerally hurt each of us are by the American healthcare system. That's fair. Just so many GoFundMes for like surgeries or like hospital bills. It's crazy. Y'all need universal healthcare. Like, that's like the bare minimum of things that... Sorry. That's like the bare minimum of things that the US needs. But like, at the very least, like, improve like the social well-being and just like be like, yeah, if you're sick, we're gonna make sure that you don't die and you don't go bankrupt over it. That's like, that should be the bare minimum of what like your government can do for you. Yeah, I don't like what the free speech thing is something I really don't understand, because like I'm allowed to criticize politicians anytime I want. Like, what, like when they say free speech, are they just like uttering threats is a crime, I'm pretty sure. Like, you're not allowed to threaten people outright. Stuff like that. I don't really know the specifics of it, but yeah. I don't, like, what is there that free speech is giving me that I can't already say? Canadians come to America for healthcare because at least you won't die waiting. Yeah, you see, that's a different thing. Like, the wait times are outrageous. Our healthcare system isn't perfect. It really needs an overhaul, honestly, and I know that because like my family like works in hospitals. I have a lot of family that works in hospitals. So, yeah, it does need to be improved, but at the very least, you're not going to go bankrupt waiting for treatment. Confuse free speech and freedom of criticism. I guess I don't really know the specifics of it. Like, you're free to criticize whoever you like, right? Like, what is the free speech thing then? Like, what is the difference? Like, what could an American say that I can't say? Freedom of the press is something different, I suppose. I guess I never really thought about it. Like, we just have like the CBC and like CTV and all those channels here. So I don't know. I don't know much about the press. It's illegal to say, well, I'm not going to say that out loud. Freedom from criticism. Americans can say, I'm an American and you can't. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. Yeah, I will say that there are a lot of people who just want to, they're like, their healthcare problems are like urgent, or they want like a specific kind of care, so they pay for like an American doctor, or like they go to the US to take care of them. But like, there are tons of people in the US where they're like, I could literally fly to another country and pay to get this operation done there and fly back, and it would be cheaper than getting it done in the US. So it goes both ways. Americans can't do things like yell fire in a crowded theater. Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I feel like you should be able to say like whatever you want as long as you're not like, causing problems or something like that. I don't know. Ah. I don't know much about laws and stuff. Yeah, same. I'm an American and I'm not proud. Oof. Careful now. I mean, you know, I think national pride is kind of a waste of time because like Canada's just where I live. Like, it's not who I am. Like, sure, I have like a cultural like identity thing of being Canadian, but like, I don't know, like, if you took that away, I'd just be like, there's not much different between like me and your average American. Or like, shit, even like your average like Australian or British person besides the accent. I don't know. Just, I'm just a guy. How do the Swiss handle healthcare? Sure, they're free market healthcare. Do they? I don't know. I felt like the Swiss would do universal. There's culture behind Canada. I mean, we have hockey. Like, there are certain cultural things in Canada that, like, you won't find elsewhere, but it's not really all that unique. You know? Yeah, I know. American nationalism, like, America gets to be the main character on the world stage, but they've only been around for, like, 300 years. I don't know. Just the clown in Britain trying not to get shanked. Oh, yeah. With the knife attacks. Is it true that, like, you can't buy a knife in England if you're under 18? Like, you have to have an ID to buy a knife? Free speech is to make it more difficult to start a dictatorship. Yeah, like, the second you start saying, like, you can't criticize politicians, then that sets off the alarm. You gotta be able to make fun of the people in charge. That's the number one thing. If you can't make fun of the people in charge, it's bad. Wow, wait, really? We annexed Newfoundland? Newfoundland was its own country before. Really? I had no idea. I guess that does make sense. Well, I mean, like, that's like, the English came over and were like, okay, this is our spot now. Despite a short amount of time, America has existed. It's one of the most influential countries in the world. Yeah. It's not going to last forever, though. It's like different countries have their turn at being the most influential, like the main character of the world, I like to call it. Like at one point it was like China, other times it was England, and now it's the US. I don't know who's going to be next, but I don't think the US is going to stay on top forever because they're kind of falling apart right now. I mean, like, sure, we get all our media from there and the music, but it's kind of like, I don't know. Shit's looking kind of bad over there. A lot of people dying, a lot of political unrest. Don't know too many details about it, but they're like a little bit sus. I don't know. The plot armor just gets passed around like a hot potato. South Korea is having time in the limelight. Yeah, I don't think they'll be like. Well, I mean, K-pop is a worldwide industry. I recently heard another BTS song, like I think a new one on the radio, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Because, like, you don't really hear, like, Korean songs on the radio, except, like, back in the day, Gangnam Style. God, it's been forever. But yeah, I don't think Korea can be the main character until they sort that shit out with the North. It will be interesting to see how that, like, goes down. I don't know, like, I don't know much about North Korea. I just know it's kind of crazy. Like, how are they gonna sort that shit out, man? It'll go down exactly like the interview. Come on, if the guy gets assassinated, they'll just find another dude to take his place. Japan, if you don't get straight A's, then you get disowned, basically. Yeah, in anime, they make it seem, like, much easier. They're just like, yeah, there's a lot of studying going on, but there's always, like, students that, like, flunk out or shit like that, and they're just, like, treated kind of normal. You know what is messed up about Japanese schools? They just straight up post your test grades in the hallway. And they rank you. They rank you in front of the whole school based on your grades. That's messed up. That's fucked up, man. It's fucked up. Like, man, if I got a bad grade, I could hide that shit here. There, they're just like, oh. Good news, everyone. You have failed. Dennis Rodman is keeping us from getting nuked by North Korea. Is he still friends with that guy? Is he still going over there? I haven't heard about him in like a really long time. Honestly thought that was just an anime thing. I'm pretty sure that's real. Like, it happens so often in anime that I've got to be like, yeah, they do rankings. That's got to be a thing that's happening, or at least happened at one point. G18 or USP? I don't know what either of those are. Sorry, I'm not a gamer. I mean, I tried to be one, but I'm bad at it. Just thought it was a plot device in anime. Well, studying is a plot device in anime. I mean, it's like a good excuse to get your characters to hang out in the same place. Just send them all to school. 3/4 of the world's population has died. No, I'm sorry. Need a public rank of ASMR artists like in school. I mean, you can look up how many subscribers they have. I think that's what counts. I don't think it happens a bunch in anime, so it's probably real as a good metric because I've never seen a single. Okay, well, that's fair, but I'm pretty sure that's a real thing. Pretty sure that's like an actual thing. Each episode's still a trope. Well, they had one in the Obey Me anime, so probably. Oh yeah, I was thinking that series was over because like the 8th episode I think was just the cast commentating on the first 7 episodes, and I was like, really, that's it? But then recently, like, they posted another episode, so I don't know what's going on with that. It's the classic, like, dude touches a cursed book, swaps bodies with a dog. It looks silly. It's really not worth buying VIP for. I'll just wait a week. For 5 minutes and we go from world stage countries to anime tropes. Hey man, I talk about everything. I've got a lot of thoughts and no friends to tell them to. So this is what you get. I have a C in math. I would be disowned if I was in Japan. Yeah. Your mother scolds you for getting a B minus. Oh no. No. Too many bad memories. I was bad in school. I had to deal with a lot of shit because of it. Fuck homework. It's pointless. It doesn't help anybody. I don't like to talk about school. For me, anyway. Pick just gets turned into a ring that possesses a little girl and then a dog. What? The hell is going on in Kid Icarus? I don't see the point in homework. I mean, studies have come out that have just been like, yeah, it doesn't help kids learn the material. Is your dad a bigger weeb than you? Well, he's had more time to be a weeb. Respect your elders. No, I'm kidding. Parent shouldn't be the weeb, the child should be. Oh man, dude, there are so many like weebs from the mid-2000s who are like growing up and having kids now, but they still watch anime. Do you think their kids are gonna grow up and just be like, anime? That's so lame, Dad. Everyone knows that Russian animation is where it's at. Like just in 20 years, like Russia really takes off in like an animation industry. Or people just get really into Eurodance again. We're getting 6 hours of homework. That is ridiculous. Yeah, it's just busy work. Like I don't want to sound like one of those pedants that's like, nothing you learn in school applies to the real world, but a lot of it doesn't. Like, if it's history stuff or like geography or math, you don't need to spend 6 hours a day on that. Just like top line it in school, give us a general education. But a lot of the stuff you're doing in... God, that was loud. But a lot of the stuff you're doing in school is just like, we don't need this. We don't need to be doing this so much. Oh, thank you. Peace. Havla 69. I'm really sorry. Thank you for becoming a real faker. Doing this just to see those sweet Sherman outtakes. There weren't a lot of them. But thank you. Never did your homework. Same, but unfortunately, in 7th grade or 6th grade, whatever, my teacher had like a thing, like a thing on the board that would like keep track of how many days you'd handed in your homework. With like check marks. And I was missing a lot of them, and they called my parents, and my parents pulled me out of bed at fucking 10 p.m. and started like yelling at me to finish my fucking homework. And gonna be honest, that kind of traumatized me. Fuck homework, you know? It fucking sucks. Because homework had nothing to do with my grades. It really didn't. It was just like, You would get a check mark if you handed in your homework, and if you didn't hand it in, fuck you. Like, whatever. It's ridiculous. Getting fucking phone calls about my academic performance. Ugh. Whatever. Russia has one of the best results for standardized tests because the country has close to the largest homework load. Are you sure? Are you sure it's because of that? Like, homework doesn't really have anything to do with tests. Like, standardized testing is just memorizing things and putting them back on the page. Tests are like a flawed measure of measuring knowledge anyway. Because it's just like, what do you remember and can you recall it instantly? Got a 0 on geography class and still passed. Oh, I fucking hated that geography class. You've brought back so many memories. That man was the worst teacher ever. Like, seriously. I put in so much fucking effort into my final project, and I got like a fucking 60 on it. Because that guy just hated me. I'm so fucking mad. Being forced to do homework. I'm sorry, Titan Beast. That's your cross to bear, I guess. I'm not helping you with it. I've graduated. I'm done. The gym class never did any work. It still got a 100. Well, I mean, you know, gym class. Thank you, Bramport, for the $5. I should start a podcast. Yeah, right. I don't have anybody to podcast with.
Me in the background listening to fake round. You should really start a podcast. Serious.
Why do I need to know where Turkey is? I know where it is on my damn plate. Like, listen, I understand, like, basic geography, like, understanding, like, how the planet works and, like, where certain countries are. You don't need to memorize, like, capitals and shit like that. That's dumb. But, like, you know, just a basic understanding of how the world functions, that's fine. But getting so deep into it, like, we don't need this shit in real life. When was the last time I ever used geography for anything? And I hate to be that kind of person who's just, like, who's against education because, like, ooh, I don't need it, like, whatever. Like, just a lot of the stuff was really unnecessary for real life. And sure, like, having more knowledge is good, usually, so I can understand that argument, but just a lot of it was just, like, such a waste of time. Yeah, and learning how hurricanes form, like, yeah, I know that, like, tornadoes go on a scale from F1 to F5, like, how does that help me, though? Learning where every body of water in Canada is shouldn't be part of my graduating mark. Thank you. Seriously. They, like, give you a map of Canada and they're just like, label these landmarks. Like, where this certain lake is, what each province is. And I'm just like, okay, I understand the provinces, but what the fuck do I need to know the lakes for? I ain't going swimming in them. Placing school with free universal gym. I don't think school should be replaced. I just think the education system needs a serious overhaul. There to encourage people to go into geography-based education/jobs. What geography-based jobs are there? You know, besides, like, political shit. Like, I don't know, man. Like, it's... Sure, you could encourage people to be scientists and shit. I'm not against having geography as a course, I just wish they would teach it in a way that doesn't suck ass, okay? Personal finances. Yeah, exactly. I had one math class that was like, oh, here's how you like do a mortgage or like a checkbook or something like that. And I was like, okay, that makes sense to me. Like, that's really what they should be teaching, like how to live. There should be like personal finance should be like a required course in high school. Like there are so many people that just go out into the world and like know nothing about financial security or anything like that. They don't know how to save money. They don't know how to like, live that's not paycheck to paycheck. They're just like, yeah, man, they get paid. They can't save up, like probably because they're not getting paid enough. Like honestly, also financial literacy isn't going to like help just a lack of funds. You can't really save yourself out of poverty if you're making poverty wages. The whole thing's really complicated. Finance is required, it just isn't taken seriously. It wasn't required when I was in high school. All I need to know is basic math, reading, and language. I think we could like expand it out to more topics. Like English class I get, because like reading comprehension is important and shit like that. You need to be able to read between the lines, but I can't stop humming Rosalina's Observatory. Oh man, now I want to play Mario Galaxy again. I can't though, I don't have a Wii anymore. I think we gave it to like a neighbor or something, I'm not sure. High school is more preparing people for college than real life. Yeah, and like not everybody can afford to go to college. Like I know it's basically a requirement for getting like a real world, in quotation marks, job, but like education, like post-secondary is so expensive. Like they really should be encouraging more kids to go into trades, because at least there's money in that. Mario Galaxy is on Switch now. I thought they stopped selling it. I thought it was just like a limited time thing. You do a reaction video? No. No. Silly. Reaction videos are like... Nah. It was lazy. They did stop selling it. Okay. Because, like, when it came out, I was like, I would kind of consider buying it. But then they were like, by the way, it's a limited time only thing and we're never bringing this back ever again. And I was just like, I'm not encouraging that business practice. Go fuck yourself. It's like how I would never buy both Pokemon games. Like, get out of here, Nintendo, with your bullshit. Do you know how much, like, seriously, the amount they're charging to play friggin' N64 ports? That whole, oh, we're going to have a special version of Switch Online where you have to pay extra and you get the N64 ports that everybody wanted. Go fuck yourself. Those games aren't worth that much. I can buy a copy of, like, Ocarina of Time at a used game store for $5. Get out of here with that. It's ridiculous. I can just emulate it on my PC. I could, like... There are ways to hack your Switch. You can't use the internet anymore on it. Kind of sucked. But, like, you can hack a Switch to just, like, play N64 games. Like, it's possible to do that. Yeah, Nintendo is just greedy AF. It's ridiculous. Apparently the ports are shit. I did hear that. Like, come on, Nintendo. Why are, like, people making emulators for free online doing this better than you? It is always morally correct to emulate Nintendo games. Absolutely. Only one was supportive of going into a trade. Yeah, seriously. And we need more trades workers, don't we? Like, I know that around here, what are they, like masons or whatever? Like they lay bricks for houses. Apparently there's like a dearth of them, and like all the people in the industry are getting super old because there are no new people coming into the business to, like, you know, build houses and shit. Like, we need more people going into trades. Just like college, a lot of people just aren't built for college, and like they work with their hands, they can get a lot of good shit done. Let them do that. Say it's morally correct to pirate college textbooks? Absolutely. Are you kidding me? Of course it is. If you can. A lot of the textbooks I had to use for college were like, you know, they're not ones you can find piratable elsewhere. They were pretty much only used for my courses. So, yeah. There were some, though, like a COBOL textbook that was like on Amazon for $3. Great deal. Like, COBOL is bullshit. Do you know that, like, most of the Canadian government, like, still runs on COBOL? I'm serious. Like, I was there, man. They still use COBOL. Oh. Man. Who is texting me? Oh, people are going live on Twitch. Whatever. Tradesmen tend to be looked down upon as not academically smart, but it's completely wrong. Listen, even whether they're academically smart or not is irrelevant. They know things that I don't. Like, there are plumbers, electricians. Look, man, there was an electricity unit in science class that I failed. Like, they have knowledge that I don't, and it's valuable. And, yeah, like, we need plumbers, we need electricians, we need carpenters and builders and shit. We need those people. Yeah, tradesmen run this world. Just like furries run the internet. I'm sorry, it's just like a little fun fact to bring up. Like, most of the internet is being held up, like, exclusively by furries. IT has a lot of furries. They understand that black magic, don't look down upon them. Yeah, seriously. Like, they know what's up. There is so much, like, there's so many stories I've heard of, like, people, like, moving into houses and finding amateur wire work that could get you killed. And it's just like, yeah, we need electricians so that shit doesn't happen. Actually, in one of my parents' like first houses that they lived in, I don't know if I was born yet or not, they said like they couldn't get insurance on the house because the wire work was so messed up, but my grandfather was an electrician and he rewired the whole house like basically for free, because otherwise it would have cost like thousands of dollars. Shout out to my grandfather. R.I.P. Opinion on conspiracy theories. Nobody knows how to have good conspiracy theories anymore. It's always like shit that doesn't hold up to scrutiny at all, like those QAnon things. But like older school, like crazy conspiracy theories, like that one pope was poisoned or something like that. Those are fun, like just fun to think about. Certain conspiracy theories, just interesting, fun to think about. Most modern conspiracy theories, lame as hell, problematic, boring. People with trade backgrounds have been elected to national parliaments and been just as capable representatives. Well, of course. Like, I would argue that people with trade backgrounds would be better representatives than people with, like, university educations, because, like, tradespeople, like, their jobs are almost like they collaborate with other people when they're building things, or they meet a lot of people, like, they know the common man when they're going around doing their jobs and everything, like, they know people. They've lived a life where, like, you could be like, they know what goes into living an ordinary life. Rich assholes who are just, like, they were bred from day one to be in politics, they don't know what's up. They don't even know what groceries cost. Ever watch South Park? Yeah. It's not great. Have you considered doing a full-on horror ASMR? Kind of. There is one that I saw by Waterway Wordsmith that I was considering reading. Maybe one day. What are my thoughts on Adobe? Rip off. And I will pirate them every chance I get. Don't tell them I said that, though. I have to get some meds. Okay, good night, Max. Good night. I'm probably going to sign off soon, too. I'm getting very hungry. One conspiracy theory I actually believe is that the government have made some conspiracy theories to discredit them as a whole. I don't know, man. I don't think the government is clever enough for that. Well, I mean, it depends on what government you mean, but, like, all of them are pretty incompetent. But, like, people thinking that, like, the US government is, like, I don't know, it's like a cabal or something. They're, like, hiding incredibly, like, dangerous secrets. Like, I'm sure they are, but they couldn't even keep Watergate a secret, so, like, no. They're not all that smart. What's for dinner? Fish burgers with crunchy onion topping. Also maybe mashed potatoes. Maybe I'll make some mashed potatoes too. That sounds good. I'll also put the crunchy onions on the mashed potatoes. I had mashed potatoes where I was on vacation, but they were bad, and they didn't have any ketchup to put on them. Just one of those things, like, I feel like making, like, a gothic horror ASMR roleplay about that weird place I was, like, the bread had, like, the desserts were undefinable. I had ice cream, I couldn't tell what flavor it was. Like, all the bread had, like, weird bits in it, or it had, like, some kind of cream filling that, like, didn't taste like anything. I don't know. It was weird. It was a weird place. Came to the conclusion that the official explanation for the Kennedy assassination might not be the actual story. I mean, I've watched the BuzzFeed Unsolved episode on it. There's a lot of details in that story that are sus, but I don't think there was, like, any great conspiracy about it or anything, or, like, there was a second shooter or some shit. Like, I don't know. Who puts ketchup on mashed potatoes? I do. It's good. Ice cream was flavored. Just undefinable. Price on items were on the computer of the previous Minister of Commerce who got kicked from the government. No one had a copy. Oh my god. What a mess. The government can't hide anything. Blame Friday Night Funkin' Mod while watching this. Isn't everybody? Anyway, I am really hungry, so I think I'm gonna dip. This has been a very long live stream. Like, time, like, compressed and expanded, and then all of a sudden it was 2.5 hours. No, I've never heard of Kitty Minx ASMR. Anyway, I'm gonna head out. Thank you to everybody who donated, and everybody who became a real faker. I think it was just one person, but thank you. Thank you all for watching, and goodbye. Goodbye.